My fan is still in a box.
Good.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to The Cup, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. My name is Dawn Stone. I am Tampa's Galaxy Gamer Girl. I am drinking some apple juice today that is disappearing through the screen. And honey, this is Canada's Drag Race, baby.
I can't with you.
Honey, this is Canada's Drag Race, baby.
So wouldn't it be grape juice, Dawn?
It's apple juice. No, it's actual apple juice. I was lying to you when I said it was wine.
Wow, such a liar.
I know.
I feel so lied to in this moment, honestly.
Yeah. Heavy pour.
I'm very offended. Anyway, hello. Hi. Good day. We're not in Australia. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. Gay. I am drinking objectively the best flavor of Gatorade, Fight with the Wall. And that is lime cucumber Gatorade. Because I'm sick and I need all of the electrolytes that I possibly can. So we're here though.
Well, I'm David Healy, and I don't have a cute intro, but I do have a cute shirt. I am wearing my Just Be Gay shirt, and there's little Priyanka, and there's little Priyanka signature.
Coming on through.
Yes, and this shirt is my smallest drag queen shirt I have, so it's very tight on me. But they only have a small. That was the only option. So unfortunately, it's gonna have to do.
The days of fitting into a small.
Oh,
well, I
don't have those days ever.
The days of even potentially fitting into a small.
Well, you should see what it looks like below this area.
I'm okay.
I am 6'3" with broad shoulders. There was never a time I was fitting into a small girl. But today we are covering Canada's Drag Race. Speaking of tall, because it's up north, and that's up.
Mm-hmm.
So how are we feeling? Are we excited about season 4? Are we excited for the episode?
Yes. Yeah, I'm excited. This is a good cast. So
yeah, it's a really, really cool cast. I'm really, really enjoying what we're seeing so far. I think that Canada's Drag Race, as I've said before, it is my favorite franchise. It is also the most consistent franchise that we've had. We've never had a bad season or even really a lackluster season for Canada. So I'm really excited to get into it. I'm excited to see what these girls bring throughout the entire season. I think it's going to be so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I loved how this premiere was just so different in a really new and refreshing way. I was watching the whole premiere just going like, what? This is weird and different, but it's still the Drag Race that we know and love. And like it was strange, but in the best possible way. And I loved the way it ended up. So I'm excited for the season.
Yeah, me too. And I like that we're doing the twist that we got in Drag Race UK. I think it's a good way to start out the season. So it's been successful to different franchises. So I hope we see more of that.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. Where we I lost my train of thought.
Secret Ball.
Where we got where we get an episode to get to know the queens before one gets to just disappear. I loved also how they kind of did the entrances too. And speaking of the entrances, before we get to there, we also have to talk about our merch because we got the cup mug. Remember to go get your cup mug. I don't have one on me still because I keep forgetting to buy one, but David has it up there.
Mine is in the dishwasher. So
we're doing great. Cup mug.
Where do you get these?
You can get it at lanagcreations.etsy.com. And I'm talking about you, Canada. Is that correct?
For better or worse, yes.
lanagcreations.etsy.com. Yeah, I got it right.
Oh yeah, the link is right.
The link is correct.
The spiel we can work on.
Girl, I was doing my best, okay? And I'm still figuring out this hosting thing. We're gonna do Diva. We're gonna Diva and Doll and do all. Well, actually, we're not gonna Doll, but we are going to Diva. So yeah, are y'all ready to get into these entrance looks?
I'm down. Also subscribe.
Oh yes. Oh my god, subscribe, please. Thank you. All right, so first into the workroom is Venus. I really liked this entrance look personally. It's very basic, but it gets the job done. It shows her branding. It's space themed. I like how she doesn't tuck. I love how we didn't really get to know that about her in her Meet the Queens, but now we know that. Oh, okay, she's a queen who doesn't tuck. Cool.
I'm going to be honest. I thought it was incredibly basic. I know it's on brand and I don't mind it. And I like Venus. I like Venus a lot. This did not deserve a rosebud for me. There were at least 4 other looks for me that I would have rather had it happen too. But I don't think this is bad by any means. I love how high the bodysuit is cut. Blue velvet is going to look good on 98% of the world's population. So, yeah, and the makeup, I understand, is a decision to go lighter on the makeup. I think, hopefully, as the season moves on, she learns to build up her makeup a little bit more for screen because it's coming off very, very light. And I think that's just having not been on TV before thing.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and spoil it, but this is my least favorite of the Venus looks we get throughout the episode. I was very shocked she got a rose because I thought there was a very clear top 3 for entrance looks, and 2 of the 3 got rosebuds for me. But as far as this goes, I like this better as what we're seeing right now. When she takes off the skirt, for me, it didn't fully work. For me, it was cut a bit too high. It almost looked like she had like the world's most awkward wedgie. I think if she had more shape, it would have worked better, but she was just this beanpole with this awkward, like, I don't know. It did not work for me. I thought it was awkward to look at. There are things about it that work, but overall it was kind of a miss for me.
Also, just like to add on to that, because it didn't really explain properly how I felt about it. I think it gets the job done. Maybe like it shows her brand. It shows how she signifies as a artist. But yeah, it is pretty basic. It kind of like the whole bodysuit kind of reminds me of like one of those BB shirts, you know, the ones I'm talking about that you'll see like good like millennial women walking around in, and they'll just like have a shirt that says BB on it and it's stoned. It kind of just reminded me of a very slightly more elevated version of that. And what are our scores?
I gave her a 65.
I'm going to give Venus a 72.
It's passing for me, so I'm going to give it a 75. All right, and next up we have Denim. I really like Denim a lot. I think that Denim is a really, really interesting artist, like in terms of how they do their drag, especially with the like again, like this is a really good showing of Denim's branding. Obviously, she's wearing denim, and I love that. I love that hair. I would wear that hair literally any day. I think it's really punk rock. I think I really love the elements of like even the belts on the wrists down to the jewelry. Everything feels like it's something that you would pair with denim. So I really like it.
I mean, if Denim came in to the workroom and didn't wear denim for her first look, we all would have been disappointed. I mean, I love this though. I love that it's so many different kinds of denim. What does it for me, honestly, is the strap between the legs of the denim jeans. I don't know why. I really enjoy that. The halter top is lovely. The hair is great. I saw on socials, the hair actually had to be made twice by 2 different artists. Because the first iteration of it broke. And I don't remember the artist that actually made it, and I'm very upset about that. Because I meant to remember who it is. Oh, it's Heaven Genderfuck, who I believe is out of Montreal. So, love that. Love this look.
Yeah, the hair was my favorite part of this for sure. It reminded me a little bit of Fierce Delicious's promo look wig last year, because you had that disconnect between the parts of hair with like a chain connecting it. So I was like, oh, I wonder if it's the same wig designer that made those. But either way, I really enjoyed this look. It's not the most extravagant thing, but it works perfectly well for an entrance look, and you get her branding in it. So yeah, this was one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah, again, you look at this person and you're like, oh, Denim. Like, duh, of course that's her name. Scores?
I gave Denim an 84.
88.
I'm going to give it a full. I really like this. All right, and next up, we have Kiki Ko. Oh my god, girl, let's get into Kiki Ko for a second, because like she was on Call Me Mother season 1, if I'm correct, right? And she placed second.
Second, third. She was a finalist again.
So. She was a finalist there. So, you know, she already kind of has that reputation from being on a drag TV show. So she kind of, you can tell like she has that experience of being on television. Mama, she is painted down. The drag is correct. Like, you know that she's been doing drag for a long time and she knows how to do drag just based off of everything. Because even though this is just a bunch of harnesses on a black bodysuit, it does not look like a bunch of black harnesses on a black bodysuit. You can tell it's all tailored and it looks custom. Like everything looks custom made for her. And that's what I love about it.
A bitch. I can already tell that they are not going to give Kiki Ko the flower she deserves this season. And it makes me incredibly upset. Because there is no universe where she shouldn't have been in the top 2 for this week. We'll talk about it. And there's no universe where this didn't deserve a rosebud. Her sleeves literally look like rosebuds. Hello. I love this. It's simple, but it's so incredibly effective. The hair is gorgeous. I love the sleeve detailing. All of it comes together very beautifully for me.
Yeah, this is the one I absolutely would have swapped Venus out for with the rosebud. I thought this was so good. Easily one of my favorite entrance looks I've seen this year, to be honest. Even though there is like a bit of simplicity to it, it still feels super polished. And yeah, it is custom by her. Like she makes her looks and you can tell she knows what works on her body. And I really love the wig on this too. So this was excellent. Yeah, she 100% should have been in the top 2 this week.
We were having a little conversation pre-recording actually, and I just remembered something, Logan, when you said rosebuds. Do you think that was a reference to the prolapse dress?
Oh, without a doubt.
It was definitely a reference to the because you were like, I wish the rose were you talking about that? Like, I wish the rosebuds were a little bit more Canadian. Like,
I think you said that.
Did I? Maybe I don't remember, but I remember having some kind of pre-conversation thing with someone about it, and oh my god, like, that's definitely a reference to the prolapse dress, not the outfit, but like the rosebuds. Anyways, it just when you said they look like rosebuds, I was like, not you saying that when the prolapse dress exists. But anyways, scores.
For me, I gave Kiki Ko a 90.
This is a 95.
This is another full for me. Werk. All right. And next up we have Luna Dubois. This, honestly, I enjoy this. I wish I liked it more. I kind of wish that she just had her leg, like it was just like her legs out, or like, you know, like no pants, because I feel like that kind of takes away from the orange in the look. Like I wish she was just kind of serving a little bit more body there. But I don't think it's bad. I remember really enjoying the silhouette. I I enjoy Luna already. I can tell that she's really like shady, that she's gonna bring some drama, bring some good TV, hopefully moving forward once she gets a little bit more adjusted into the competition. So I'm excited to see how this turns out with her.
I love Luna so far. This garment, not my absolute favorite thing in the world, but I do love the juxtaposition of all of the latex, or probably latex adjacent, but looks like latex, accessories with this bright, almost pastel, but also neon at the same time orange. This color just, I mean, orange fabric on melanated skin is always going to look good. We've seen it time and time again across all franchises on the whole damn world that this is a combination that works and looks incredible, and it looks great on her. The issue is when she's standing, like we see in the photo here, it does billow in the back in a weird way, and I don't love that. But when she's walking, it looks incredible. But yeah, that was kind of really my only critique, is like it just billows in weird places when she's posing. But overall, a solid look for Luna.
Yeah, she came out saying that she's going to be the fashion queen of the season, and if that's true, which I hope it is, this look really didn't do it for me. This was in my bottom two entrance looks this episode. I think the problem was I had very high expectations from her, especially based on her Instagram. So this just left a lot to be desired. It's just a lot of fabric. Sure, she looks good naturally, but I don't know. It wasn't because of the garment. It's because of her. So disappointed.
All right, scores.
I gave Luna a 62.
I'll give her a 79.
I'm gonna give her an 80. Okay, and next up we have Sisi Superstar. Honestly, I really like this outfit. I love how campy it is. I love the spider webs. I love how the corsetry kind of juts out into that spider web at the peplum. I think that's right there. Isn't it the peplum?
She doesn't have a peplum on this garment.
Like pelvis area, like you know what I'm saying, right? Like
the bottom of the corset.
The bottom of the corset, yeah, that.
The hips.
Where the spider web corset, it looks really cool, is what I'm trying to say. I enjoy how it almost looks like she has spider web like, are those tattooed? Like, not, is it like a sleeve, or is it are they like separate pieces?
I think it's a separate wrist, a separate elbow, and then I think the other part is built into the corset, maybe on the shoulder.
I was like, I didn't know if there was like a very sheer nude illusion in between them to like create a sleeve, or if those were all separate pieces. But I really like that. I think it's a really interesting detail. I could have done without the cape personally, but I don't mind it. I think I would have liked it better if maybe it had a little bit more to do with spider webs, or if she was able to tie in the spider webs into the black boots. But overall, I do really enjoy this look.
This was my least favorite entrance, unfortunately. And it has nothing to do with Sisi, because I think they're very intriguing, and I'm interested to get to know their drag a little bit more. For me, it didn't go all the way for me. And I know that it's just an entrance look, and I know that they didn't know they were going to be judged. We'll talk about the whole, ball of it all. I like that all of the arm detailing are different pieces, presumably. I think that's fun. Or if anything, it's a nude illusion in between. And if that is a nude illusion, then it looks pretty spot on. The corset is fine. I wish the cape was lined. It looks pretty cheap and flimsy, unfortunately. And I know that's probably not cheap fabric. And then I don't love that the choker is there, but it's not covering the breastplate line. So when you get like the shots underneath, you get like a solid, probably like 1/2 inch of breastplate line showing. And I just don't love that. Like, if you're gonna, I encourage people to wear breastplates because I love body on a queen, obviously. But again, do whatever you're gonna do in your drag. But if you're gonna do it, I want it to be a bit more seamless than what, pun intended, than what Sisi did, unfortunately. I don't think it's bad by any means, though. It's just my least favorite.
Not my least favorite. I actually thought this was pretty cute. And you definitely get her branding from this right off the bat. She stayed consistent with the type of drag that she's delivering. Yeah, it's a bit Dragula light, I guess, but that's okay. I mean, I think that there's a world where this works for a drag queen's aesthetic. I don't need it to be the most horrific as far as like spooky drag goes. So yeah, I thought this was successful, but not amazing.
All right, what are our scores?
I gave her 77.
I'm going to give her a 68.
I'm going to give it an 85. All right, and next up we have Melinda Verga in an outfit that is on her body.
This is a garment made of materials that is on her body. Fashion? No. Couture? No. Barely hanging on?
Just about.
Well, it fits. I mean, it fits her body.
It does fit. You know what? This kind of reminds. So y'all remember the Mama Powell look, right? The one where she's in the bodysuit with the jacket.
Oh, I remember.
Like in the ponytail. Yeah, and yeah, this is like I defended that look. Now looking back, yeah, no, it wasn't good. But no, this is somehow worse than that. Like, for an idea of what I'm getting of Melinda so far, at least like personally, is that she went to she sewed all her outfits herself, which I do commend her for. But it kind of feels like she went to Joann's and just like challenged herself to make all of her looks out of the clearance rack. And it just happened to be right after Pride Month when this was filmed, so the rainbow fabric was on clearance. I think that there are a few things. I think that the belt is kind of put in a weird spot to where it kind of looks, it just makes her body look a little bit like disproportionate in some areas. I enjoy the jacket as a separate piece, but not with this bodysuit. Like, I think it would have been sickening if like that bodysuit was just like a black latex fabric, or just like a black fabric with that on top and then the red belt. I think that would have been sickening, even if it is like, and then she's just like stoned it or something. But I don't know. This just feels like a cat suit, like Werk, I guess.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. And I think the reason why is because I think it's styled in an interesting way at the very least. It's not my favorite. It's going to be just above Sisi for me in my scoring. But I don't think it's all that bad. I think the vertical stripe actually does something for her body. She looks a lot taller in this garment than she does otherwise. I really like the jacket. I love that it's lined. The belt is lovely and interesting. I wish maybe it was rainbow, but I also kind of like that it's just, there is a block of solid color. It's not the absolute worst. It's not great, but it's not all that bad for me.
First of all, I really like Melinda. She's giving me all the personality I did not expect to get from her in her confessionals. She's just so endearing, and I'm rooting for her. And my whole thing is I do not want Melinda out first. I don't want her out first. I want her to prove people wrong and make it past the first elimination. I believe in you, Melinda. With that said, this for me was clearly the worst entrance look. Like, I thought it was pretty much undebatable, but apparently it is debatable. But yeah, this is a look, like, I have different standards from what I expect on Drag Race and what I expect at a local bar. If I saw this at a local bar, I would not give it a second look. It would not catch my attention. So being on the Drag Race stage, the biggest stage for drag in Canada, it just is not up to par for me. And neither was her makeup or hair. I really hope she can quickly learn from some of her contestants how to improve her makeup, because it is a little rough around the edges. But with that said, I really do like her, and I'm rooting for her.
Yeah. Scores?
I'm going to give her a generous 50.
I'm giving her a 69.
Nice.
I'm going to give it a 12.
Good God. Okay.
I'm going to leave it at that. And then we have Kitten Caboodle. Oh my goodness. I'm already obsessed with Kitten Caboodle. Just like already, I just love her personality. I love like she's so sing-songy and so joyful. You know, being like the oldest contestant on Drag Race, you can tell she's just she's excited to be there. She's excited to have a good time. Like she is painted down. Her mug is sickening. I love this bodysuit. Again, it just shows off her brand. I love how she's branded with this like powder pastel wig with this like pink color. I really enjoy that. And it kind of like weirdly works with the tiger print. Like it kind of, I don't know. I really like it. It's very old school drag, especially like, but with the tits, with even like are those little cat bells on her necklace? Like literally everything about it. I'm obsessed.
Yeah, I like this. I'm not the hugest fan of the tiger with this shade of pink for the wig. I know this is her signature, and I do like that we're getting very signature Kitten walking right into the workroom. For me, I wish the tiger print was a bit of a deeper tiger print color for me. I think that just would have accented the pastel pink wig a little bit better for me, but I don't think this is bad by any means of the imagination. I wish there had been more of the brown like faux fur situation beyond just the shoulders. I wish there had been a little bit more of that. I'm not exactly sure where, but overall a solid, lovely entrance look.
Yeah, I like this a lot. In fact, if they gave out 4 rosebuds, she would have been in my top 4. I thought this was really cute, very youthful looking. Like this is not usually the older queens, they wear like age appropriate, if you want to call it that, looks, but this feels like something that somebody in their 20s would be wearing. So I really like that. I mean, she looks so young in and out of drag. I cannot believe she's 57. I'm still like grappling with that in my brain. But I like the print a lot. I like the cat ears. That's branding. I think a lot of the people who really showed us the branding right off the bat here, I appreciated that. So I thought this was very good.
I also want more of the faux fur situation, but unfortunately, this isn't Drag Race Down Under season 2. So, do we have our scores?
Yes, I gave. It was. I gave her an 83.
Give her an 87.
I'm gonna give it a 90. All right, and next up we have Nearah. Speaking of Drag Race Down Under, she has her nipples out. This was a look that happened. I think something I'm noticing with Nearah is that she's almost there. Like she has an idea, she has a concept, she has a look. We saw this in her entrance, or not in her entrance, in her promo, and we're seeing it here now. Where
would you say, Dawn, that she's doing
nearly
near enough?
I know she's near enough. I was trying not to make that joke. But yes.
I will.
But you know, again, she's almost there. She's near enough every time. And like, but there's always something that just makes the outfit go like, you know. Like unfortunately for me, it was her nipples being out. Every single time that she raised her arm, and then also on top of that with the ribbon falling off in the back. Again, I like the idea, but the execution just wasn't there for me.
Oh, Nearah. Oh, Nearah. Let's pray for something better in episode 2. This was... every single inch of this garment was wrinkled. The corset does not look good. The bow is fine. The tails are coming off. The face is great. The mug is lovely. The wig is crunchy. They did a lot of blurring work in this episode to a lot of lace lines, and it was evident. It was very evident. But I love Nearah. So,
yeah. I really like Nearah too. It's going to be hard for me not to think of Lemon when I see her, because I'm just getting such Lemon vibes, and I love Lemon, so I'm expecting to love Nearah as well.
It's the filler.
It could be.
It's the filler.
But
she could be filler in more ways than one.
Aw. Hey. But so I didn't hold it too much against her, the bow falling off. Yeah, that was unfortunate that happened. My biggest issue, though, Logan said it, like, this really needed to be steamed. It looked very visibly wrinkly. So I wish that aspect had been better, because otherwise I thought it was a cute silhouette on her. And I love things that are big, and a big bow, that's drag. So it was cute, but didn't all come together as well as it could have.
Right. So scores.
I gave Nearah a 72.
69.
Nice.
And I'm gonna. This is passing. I'm gonna match David at a 72. All right. And next up we have Aurora Matrix. I really like Aurora Matrix a lot. I think her mug is stamped. I think she, again, branding. A lot of people didn't understand her branding. I got it immediately because like, oh, Terracotta Warrior. But also like I'm just a world history nerd, so I was like, oh, I immediately get it. But of course, like there are some people who are going to be like, is she a roof? Like when they said that, I was like, oh, you know what? That makes sense. I see that. But from a traditional standpoint, from not a traditional, but like from a cultural standpoint, I really enjoy her looks. Or her look so far. I think this is really cute. I love the lace. I love I love the silhouette. I know this is hard to do with those panels, because whenever you try to apply something to a corset, it can't always kind of take the corset and make it like not cinch you the way you want it to. And it kind of just makes your body look like a board. And that was almost avoided here. Unfortunately, it wasn't. It nearly wasn't. It has just like a semblance of a shape, but it is nice. I enjoy the strappy sandals, the nails. I enjoy the mug. I enjoy the hair. Yeah, it's a really cute outfit.
This was my favorite entrance. I'm loving Aurora. Everyone that was like, is it a roof? I'm like, y'all need to have some culture injected into your veins, please. Thank you, because clearly it's not. I got the reference immediately, and I think it's so smart as well. I love that we are casting more diversely, and I love that we're getting another great representation of Chinese culture with Aurora. We've seen a good few people, but I'm excited that we're getting more of it. I love the way that the corset just fits, and despite it being a bulkier material, it still gives her shape. And I love that everything else is kind of surrounded by this tulle. I think it's lovely. The only thing I had an issue with was specifically having her tights with the strappy sandal, because the first thing I noticed, and you can't see it because I had the ticker banner up, and you can't see it here either, is there's a stocking foot, and it just looked awkward in the photo. But otherwise, I love her.
Yeah, I think this is the definition of a simple but very effective entrance look. Like there's nothing extravagant going on here, but it really works. And I think she had the best makeup of anybody in this entrance. Like her face looks so good. So yeah, I really like this. There was a world she could have had a rosebud as well. But yeah, very good.
All right, what are our scores?
I give her 82.
I'm gonna give her a 97.
I'm gonna give this a 98.
Always gotta one up me, huh?
Yeah, I do.
Wow.
And speaking of, anyways, we have the girlfriend experience. Like the doll. Like she walked in. Like I know she's wearing nothing, like literally nothing, and I'm keeping that in my mind, and I do have that concern that I'm afraid she's only ever going to show body and rarely have anything but a bra and panty on. I'm hoping that's not the case. But this is for a first impressions, for a get to know you. This is me coming into the workroom. I really enjoy this. I love the Sailor Moon aspect, the reference there. I love the white fishnet stocking coming up all the way. I think that there are some really cute details in here, though, like just very cute, very on brand for her. I I feel like it's missing something. I feel like there should be like a necklace or something like that, or if she even has a necklace on. Is that a necklace there?
I don't think so.
No, those little dots. I don't know. It's probably just like the sheen off of her shoulders because she's glowing and she's a goddess. But just like a tiny little necklace, like just something to kind of tie in, like her mug to the rest of her body. But overall, I really like this look a lot.
I have to come to terms with the fact that her drag is going to be more simple, and I accept that. And with that being said, I do enjoy this look. I wish it was. I'm probably going to say this with her a lot this season. Unfortunately, I wish the entire garment was just bigger. I wish the skirt was a little bit flouncier. I wish the hair was longer. But overall, like, I don't think this is bad by any means. And I do agree with you, Dawn. I think the detail work here is good. What she does is simple, but there are none of the details are missed. And if your drag is simple, but you get the details, then I love it. It's just when the drag is simple and it's not perfectly polished or as close to perfect as you can get it, that's where it gets a little, the lines muddy a little bit for me. But I do enjoy this from Girlfriend.
Yeah, based on her Instagram, this was a lot more fabric than I expected her to wear.
We've seen her so far in our journey with Girlfriend.
Yes, exactly. But I thought she looked pretty good here. It's not super draggy to me. It's like woman is what I'm getting, which is fine. That works too. I just, for my specific liking, I like things to be extreme, and she's not giving us a lot of extreme yet. I actually do like the wig. I agree it could have been longer, but there's something about the way her wigs sit on her head that feel a little awkward. Like it feels like it's kind of, there's always like a lump that starts early. I don't know what it is, but there's something not quite working with how the wigs sit on her head. And that's consistent through her Instagram, through all the looks she has so far here. I don't know. It's weird. It's hard to articulate.
I feel like it could be one of two things. Either it could be that there's just a bump in the actual unit itself, and she's using that to give a little bit more volume. Or it could be the way she's pinning her regular hair inside of the wig that might be causing that as well. I'm not too sure. I don't remember what her hair was like when we saw her getting ready in the workroom. I noticed that as well. I didn't have as much of an issue with it. Or third thing, it could be a hard front. And so she might be bringing it down to compensate for that. I can't really tell.
Girlfriend's not wearing a hard front. Like, let's be, she's not wearing a hard front. She's girl. That's a lace human unit. Like, I know that for the least. But
I'll just say it's like the only thing like taking me out of the girlfriend experience, because when I look at her, I'm like, oh, I'm seeing all woman, and then I see that wig, and I'm like, that's clearly a wig. Like, if she's gonna go for natural woman, I want to see hair that looks like natural hair too. And there's no way this is growing out of her head.
all right, scores.
I'll give her an 80.
83.
I'm biased, but 98. I really like this a lot. Also just because it's a Sailor Moon reference. Anyways, next we have Aimee Yonsei Chanel. Ooh. David, you said you want to drag. She said, here you go. She said, let me just come up in here and make sure that you know that I do drag. Because, girl, like, her and Kiki Ko, they are doing drag, and I love it. I love the detailing literally everywhere. Like the heart, like the heart top, the heart sleeves, even the heart braided into her hair. I really love that. I really love the boots that have the harness that move up. It almost gets to that part where it can be a little bit too much. Too like just too much stuff everywhere. But it doesn't hit that point, and I really enjoy that. And yeah, I really enjoy this look. I enjoy her makeup. Everything is stamped. Mama, she is representing, and she is representing well.
It's those Dominican queens that are always just gonna give everything is at a national costume level, and I love it. I'm obsessed with this. This was my second favorite entrance, and I'm glad she got the recognition for this entrance that she did. I love how everything is so monochromatic, and yet it's not all matching color. I really appreciate that, even down to I think there's a little bit of red in the makeup itself, but it's more of like a true red, which goes well with like the softer red of the wig and then the darker red of like everything else that's happening in the garment.
Yeah, I thought this was incredible. This was definitely my favorite entrance look. I just love how intricate it is, all the texture. Like it's just you can almost feel the texture through the TV as you're watching this. Like this is high drag. I'm so impressed with her. There's no world where she shouldn't have been in the top 3 this episode. We'll get to that. But my only thing with her is she's not giving me TV personality. And I really want that to come through. But she was the personality that faded the most this episode. And I know that's going to come back to bite her. So I just really want her to just break out of her shell as much as she can. Just so that they'll give her more appreciation throughout the season, because this is near perfection.
Absolutely. What are our scores?
I gave her 93.
Full.
All right. And that concludes all of our entrances. So I also do want to know, what are our thoughts on how they formatted the entrances? Because it was a little bit different from how we usually see entrances on Drag Race. Because they literally brought them in and then immediately brought them out.
Yeah, I was confused why they were doing that at first. I'm like, they're all there. Like there doesn't seem to be a reason to do that. And then once we found out the twist, I guess it made sense. But even so, like I would much rather have those interactions as they're coming in. UK, they didn't change it up. They still had the girls go straight and socialize with each other. Hey, maybe they were hedging their bets in case somebody was canceled.
I mean, that is a possibility.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed how they did it. I think that it kind of makes the process a little bit less like, because like sometimes they'll have like a big showstopper at the end and then everybody's screaming because like, oh my god, it's so and so, you know what I mean? And then that's the person, like, there's usually like a big reaction to some people, and those are people who get like more, or like there's like a first queen in the workroom and then like they're reacting to everybody. So I kind of liked how we just like met the queen, met the next queen, met the next queen, and then they all met each other. It did feel a little bit weird. Like they see the workroom, they leave, and then they all come in to see the workroom at the same time. So they're obviously all sitting in the same waiting room and they know each other. But also it's kind of cool of how they did it. I thought it was really interesting, and I really enjoyed how we kind of get to see everybody's first impressions all at once.
Mm-hmm.
You can call out Brat Pack, Dawn. It's fine. When you said some people get more screen time because they go later, so there's more reactions.
Oh, well, yeah, I wasn't even... I was thinking more like... I'm trying to think of somebody I love how I can't...
Cheddar Gorgeous.
Cheddar Gorgeous or Sasha, because, everybody was screaming when Sasha Colby came in. That's when the meet and greet thing started. I know that, I'm not to bring up Sasha Colby into everything, but still, you know what I mean?
I'm not mad at it.
That. Where it's always, a really big name that comes in at the beginning that everybody's screaming, So it was really nice to kind of have just we get to meet these queens with no impressions or shady noises from other queens saying what we should think of their first impression.
Because the moment Girlfriend walked in, Venus would have had a complete freak out moment, and I would have loved to see it. But we still get it when they all come into the workroom together. They go off and they're trying to figure out who knows who. And the main one was Venus and Girlfriend. They're like, oh my God. Yeah. And then all the Toronto girls are like, oh my God, you're here. Oh my God, you're here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was really nice to kind of see how it was kind of just to meet these queens in general with everybody got their first in the workroom moment, and I enjoyed that. And then Brooklyn comes in with Tracy and Brad, and aka Daddy Brad, as I guess they like to call him.
No, thank you,
Mr. Sleeper Bod Brad.
No, thank you.
And then they all get to choose one queen to give a rosebud to. And those three people, I think it was Brooklyn that chose Venus. It was Tracy that chose Denim. And then Brad that chose Aimee, Beyonce, Chanel.
I believe the last two were the other way around.
Well, no, it was actually the first and last were the other way around.
Wait, no, Brooklyn got Venus, right?
Brooklyn picks Denim, Brad picked Aimee, and then Tracy picked Venus.
Got it. I probably should have researched that, but it's fine. We all don't remember correctly, but we know that those are the three people that got rosebuds, and that's what matters.
And it shouldn't have been.
And it shouldn't have been.
Tracy.
I'm normally a very big fan of yours, Tracy.
Girl, I don't know if y'all hear this. Every time I hear Tracy speak, I just think of Miss Mojo. I just wanted to know, do y'all hear it? It's welcome to Watch Mojo.
No.
Oh.
But I'm happy for you.
Every time she speaks. I'm that's just Miss Mojo. But
well, she is a presenter, so I guess I understand that to an extent. But...
Generic presenter voice.
Sure.
I feel just every time she speaks, she sounds like a she's newscasting instead of just talking to the queens. You know what I mean?
I mean that is kind of what she does outside of Drag Race, I think.
Well, yeah, obviously, and I know that's what she's trained in, but I'm just saying, even when she's judging and talking on a personal level, it doesn't feel like she's talking on a personal level. It feels like she's talking like she's been... Anyways.
Can we give our own rosebuds? I'll go first. I'll give mine to Aimee.
Aurora.
I'm gonna say Denim.
Poor Kiki. She still doesn't get a rosebud.
None of us chose Kiki after saying Kiki deserves a rosebud.
I said what I said.
Yeah, I did really enjoy it. I enjoyed Denim's drag just for that. Anyways, so their first challenge is they have to go and they have to show off a showgirl look, a shimmering showgirl look, and they have to kind of do a performance on a pole and on a love seat to kind of impress the judges and show a little bit of what their performance skills are. I really enjoyed this kind of mini challenge ball presentation. I thought it was different, and it kind of gives the opportunity for queens to show off a little bit more of their performing skills in a way that's not a lip sync. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, because we find out that the entrance looks are going to be judged. It's the same way that Drag Race UK did it, and they didn't know that because obviously they hadn't watched it. But we're starting off with a ball, which, how lovely, how wonderful. But I thought this was different enough to where I did actually enjoy it.
Yeah, I think what made this ball like specifically different is that like we got separation between the looks. It's not like look. We got look. Okay, a little bit of conversation. Look. Oh, okay. We also get a performance with this look. You know, it's kind of we got different, and we all got different like spaces. Like where we did it, we had the workroom, the showgirl stage, and the runway. So I thought that was really cool how they did that. So it kind of made everything feel a little bit separate and show off different parts of their drag. And anyways, the next category that we have is Shimmering Showgirls. And first up, we have, I forgot names, Aurora Matrix. I really enjoyed this look. I thought it was cute. I didn't remember most of the performances, so honestly, I really don't remember too many of the performances. I should have done a refresher. But I enjoy this. It's a performance outfit.
Yeah, I enjoyed this. I thought her performance was nothing groundbreaking by any means of the imagination, but I love the look. Again, we're getting red. It's very Chinese, and I absolutely love that. And I love that is going to be very paramount throughout, I'm assuming, most of what we see from her this season. And I just absolutely love it. And the garment's cute. So yeah.
Yeah, I thought she looked good. It did stand out to me that she was performing this fairly well, but that was before I realized, oh, everybody's putting on a performance. I miss things when I watch these episodes. But my only real issue, it's a me thing, but I don't like this nude illusion on the chest. It just doesn't work for me. But otherwise, she looked very pretty.
Scores.
I gave her a 78.
80.
86. Next up, we got Luna Dubois, Mama. This is done. Very, very gorgeous, very showgirl. Mermaid tail, very stoned. Sickening.
I love this. The whole reveal of it all, I thought was so good. Where, David, you had an issue with the nude illusion on Aurora's. I don't think the nude illusion here on Luna's was actually necessary. I would have loved if it was more of a halter situation. Obviously, some queens can't do that, and that might be one of the things where she can't do that. But this is solid.
Yeah, I actually didn't even notice the nude illusion while watching this, but I did like the reveal as well. I thought this was a big improvement from her entrance look, but it still is leaving me wanting a little bit more because I have high expectations for her. Overall, this was good.
Scores.
75.
81.
90. Next up, we have Denim haircuts. If you'll get that reference. No? Oh, never mind. I thought this was really sickening. I love the clown aesthetic. I love the clown vibe. I love how campy that we're getting to see with Denim and their drag, which is so alternative but so creative and interesting. I'm really enjoying this checkerboard pattern on the corset. I love like the little jutting out of the hips. Everything is really sickening and really proportionate.
This was my favorite of the showgirl looks, actually. I really enjoyed this. I thought it was cute, to the point, simple. I love the diamond patterning that we have here. The tulle on the sides is lovely. I love that we're doing bare chest with the tassels. I thought it was cute. It was very different, but it still felt very Denim, but done for the category. And that's what I was hoping we would see from Denim. So I'm very thrilled that we got to see it.
I like this. It is my least favorite thing we saw from Denim this episode, but I still do enjoy it. There's a simplicity to it that works. Of course, I love when our trans queen or queens or kings in some instances show off their trans flag colors. But yeah, I thought this was cute and it was a really good performance.
Scores.
79.
95.
83. And next up we have Kitten Caboodle. I don't understand why she decided to go with that specific fabric on the corset, because when the light hits it in specific places, like it'll show a brighter part and then a darker part where she probably wants it to be in a separate place, because this doesn't look exactly how I think she wanted it to look. Overall though, no, I wish I liked it more than this, but yeah, no, this isn't my favorite look.
It's not my favorite either. I think the cup for the breasts just looks kind of weird. I like the patterning that's on it, but it feels too far apart for me a little bit. I don't love that you can see the line on the shoulder for the breastplate. I wish the sleeve had gone all the way up to cover that personally. With the corset and with the feathering at the base of the bodysuit, it didn't do a whole lot for me. The cape is fine, but yeah, it's just not my favorite.
I like this. I think it looks really good on her. I really like these like the sky blues and fuchsias on her. I think those colors really work for her, especially since we know she likes to wear pink wigs all the time. So that really adds like a good element to it. And I do like the cut of the cups around her boobs. I thought this was really good. I think she was clearly in my top 4 overall for this week, which I did not expect. So I like it.
Scores?
80.
77.
50. All right. Oh, mama. Keep it comb. Like, let's just get into it. This is drag. Like, the corset is correct. She knows her shape. I love the zebra print with the stones. I love how the feathers match the zebra print, and then the feathers on the actual corset even go into the zebra print seamlessly. Everything is just really well thought out and extremely well detailed. Like, how we were talking about, like, how if we can appreciate simple yet effective if they touch the details. She is not simple, and extremely effective, and has every single detail. Like, every T is crossed and every I is dotted. And that is something very rare that we see on Drag Race for someone who does drag on the caliber that Kiki does.
I mean, what is there to say? This is incredible. Period, point blank. This is so good. And again, I don't think the judges are going to give her the flowers that she deserves. And quite frankly, we haven't so far either overall. But I do still think this is absolutely incredible.
Mm-hmm. This was hands down my favorite of this category. Like, I love a good showgirl look when it really, really works. And this really works. So yeah, not much else to say. Very, very effective.
Scores?
89.
93.
Kandala.
All right.
She did what needed to be done. And all of that. Next we have Near Enough.
Oh,
Same issue.
This wasn't near enough.
It's just like, I enjoy the fact that I enjoy what she's trying to go for. Like that's how I just feel with Nearah every time, is that I enjoy what she's trying to present, but it just never hits. It's like she threw the dart on the dartboard aiming for the bullseye, and she hit like 2 rings out, or like a ring out. Like, you know what I mean? There's always just something that just happens, goes wrong. And I mean, it's not working for me, unfortunately. And yeah, the panning is really the issue.
I got that there was an issue with the garment, so I'm not going to hold the granny panty against her all that much personally, because if there's an issue with the garment delivery, I absolutely get that. I think the corset with the orange feathers on it is actually really cute. I like this wig on her. I would like to see more like Farrah Fawcett type hair on Nearah. I think that would really work with her face shape specifically. Unfortunately, this just wasn't all there 100%. but face looks great, wig looks great. Of course, it's decent.
Yeah, this was pretty easily my least favorite thing we saw this episode. Yeah, it did not work. It almost felt like, I get what she said. I'm glad she clarified that she didn't get everything with the outfit, but it was giving me the impression that she called up a designer and said, hey, I want to have this toddlers and tiara type of look. And then she got it and she's like, oh, wait, they thought it was actually for a toddler because it's so small. Like, it does not look like it is big enough for a human adult. And we kept seeing the panties. I wish she could have figured out a way to at least deal with that part. Like, put on something that you can show off more than these panties, even if you have to make it in the workroom. I don't know. It was not even close to near enough for me.
All right, what are our scores?
37.
50.
Girl, put some pasties on. 30. This is 2 times in a bit now. All right. Next up, we have Melinda Verga in what should have been her best drag look. Honestly, this is sickening. I really enjoy this. The corsetry is really sickening. The ostrich feathers. This is absolutely gorgeous. Like a stunning showgirl look. I hope to see more of this Melinda going forward, because this is what we want to see. I enjoy her personality. Daddy Mike, you're doing great.
Yeah, this was definitely her best thing that she presented this episode. I thought this was a great look on her. Once again, my issue is really the hair and the makeup. Like, it was a crunchy wig line. Her makeup looked kind of rough. Her makeup actually reminded me a bit of season 9 Aja. And Aja found a way to really improve her makeup. Even a year later, she was on All Stars and it looked significantly better. So I hope Melinda can reach out to Aja and be like, whatever you did, you found that works for you, please give me some tips, because her makeup really, it could be great if she knew the right tricks. And I don't know them, so who am I?
Yeah, it wasn't my favorite overall. I think the color looks gorgeous on her, and we'll talk about this exact color later. The wig, not great. The makeup, not the best in the world. But I did like the way that she commanded the space in this performance. So I do want to give her props for that. So
Scores.
I give her a 75.
I'm gonna match her 75.
I'm gonna give it an 80.
All right.
All right. Next up, we have Aimee Yonsei Chanel. Honestly, this is pretty sickening. I really enjoy this. Did that corset come off? I don't remember.
I don't think so.
I don't think
You don't
so.
think so? Because I was like, for some reason, it looks like this is supposed to be a burlesque corset, and it looks like it's supposed to reveal into like the body. But I don't know. That's just me. I enjoy this. I think it can be a little. When I was saying earlier about how Aimee was almost at that point of too much, I feel like this is at that point of too much, where all the details kind of make the outfit look a little bit messy. But I get the intention. I get what she was going for. I just wish that the material she decided to put on the corset and on the bodysuit and the fabric she chose were a little less. What's the word I'm looking for? Like, that is like too much.
Gaudy.
Hmm?
Gaudy.
Yeah, I guess like I wish she just used less patterns. Or if there were like patterns, just like leave it at a couple, but I just feel like there's just too much.
I see that for sure. I really like this. I love this long blonde on her. I think that looks really nice. The headpiece is great, even though you can't see it here. The train is gorgeous. All of it comes together in such a beautiful way. So I'm a big fan.
Yeah. I think if there was any look that kept her from being in the top 3, it was this one. With that said, like, this still is not bad. It's just a bit more straightforward when you think of Showgirl. So I wish there had been a little bit more creativity, but still the colors look really good on her. in the picture here, I think her wig looks good, but I wrote in my notes that I didn't like her wig. So I think there must have been something about it in the actual video that didn't work as well for me. But overall, she still looks really good.
Scores?
It's an 82 for me.
90.
69.
Nice.
All right, next up we have Venus. Oh my god, it's a fuck-ass bob. Well, almost a fuck-ass bob.
Mhm.
It's a little under a fuck. It's a bob.
It's not styled in the way of a bob, though.
It's the length of a bob, though.
But it's not styled as a bob. Okay.
It's a bob. It's a flapper bob.
All right.
It's a fuck-ass flapper bob. But it's cute. It's very Dita Von Teese. Like, that's what she gives very Dita Von Teese in this, which obviously is, like, probably referential to a lot of Showgirl looks, obviously. But she looks very sickening. I enjoy this. I mean, Showgirl looks can all look very similar. Like, they all have to have that kind of same aesthetic of the corset, and then you have to do something with it. I just feel like I wish the feathers were bigger. I wish the headpiece, like, the feathers look a little bit strange in this photo. But yeah, overall, I enjoy. I like this outfit.
In a sea of people doing brighter colors for this category too, I loved that we got something darker. And I love this emerald green against her skin. It looked so good. The way she took it off too, and the way that the whole garment revealed, I thought the performance of it was really strong. I like the hair. I like that she went flapper with it. We've seen flapper done thousands of times at this point. But this did provide something a little bit. I think it does come down to the choice of color. I really liked it.
Yeah, I did too. And I gave a lot of bonus points for performance on this round, especially. Like, I like that she gave us kind of a burlesque performance with this. Yeah, that really made her stand out in the crowd. Plus it being more of a flapper look. So yeah, it was a success.
Scores?
I gave her an 84.
90.
I'm gonna give this an 80. I'm gonna give it an 84 as well. All right. Next up, we have Sisi Superstar. I know it was unintentional, but I think her performance was something that happened. She fell. I love how she did really make sure to try to tell them that it was intentional, even though it wasn't. I think she kind of like brushed that off very well. I enjoyed that. I love the idea with the devil motif. I think that's something that also made her really, really stand out compared to the other people, which is also very on brand for what we've seen from Sisi so far. So I enjoy this mug. I enjoy this outfit. Very stunning.
This was my favorite thing Sisi wore in this episode. And that's really unfortunate because it's still not that great of a garment. I think it's fine. Was the fall intentional? No. Did she make it, in my opinion, did she make it work the best she absolutely could? Yes, and that shows me that she's got good showmanship, and I appreciate that in a queen. I do really like it. I think I just wanted it to be a little bit more extravagant in certain places. I want the horns to be bigger. I want the ruffle coat to be a little bit bigger. The titties to not fall out, but like otherwise it's not bad.
Yeah, I have no issues with the look itself. I think it's a good look, and once again, it's on brand. I think she's one of the people this season so far that really knows like what her character wears consistently. But yes, it was a mess with the performance. That honestly brought it down quite a bit. Like, yeah, it was hilarious to watch. I felt bad for her. I was mortified, but just cracking up the whole time because it wasn't just the chair falling over. It was just she hit her head at one point too. Just everything was going wrong for her, and it was so funny yet embarrassing. But yeah, it was my second least favorite of this category.
All right, what are our scores?
I give her a 69.
Nice.
I'm still gonna give her an 80.
I'm gonna give it a 75. All right, next up we have, this is Girlfriend.
This is Girlfriend.
Yeah, this is Girlfriend. I mean, I only remember what happened at the end, if I'm being honest.
Shocker.
Like, I mean, she was naked. Like, and it was sickening. Like, the reveals for everything. She is a showgirl, at the end of the day, and she's like her own unique kind of showgirl where she knows how to do a good burlesque performance. I love the campiness of this hat. I love her on that pole. I mean, come on, she was stripping. Like, but yeah, no, I love this. I love Girlfriend. She's everything. She's nothing. She's doing all the things.
She's not nothing. She's a whole lot of woman.
No, girl, she's nothing because she wears nothing.
This is so good. This might have been my favorite, actually, of the category. I know I said that already, but like, for me, it's more so the performance of it is so good. The way this category was built for Girlfriend, and I love that. The way the hat and the coat came off, and then you had the white button up to then reveal into almost absolutely nothing. And the way, I mean, we saw that spin around on the pole in promos for the season how many fucking times? Like, it's so good. So good.
Yeah, I'm sticking by Kiki was my favorite, but this was my second favorite. And not because of the look itself, although I do like that she kind of came out with like more of a masculine edge to her look. But it was really that performance. Like, she killed it. She became a straight up stripper. And yeah, it was incredible. So I really like this.
I mean, she is also a straight up stripper, I'm pretty sure, like IRL. So she did that. I think Kiki still has my favorite look, but Girlfriend definitely had my favorite performance for sure.
Right.
I'll say that too. I think she had my favorite performance.
Yeah. All right, so scores.
85.
91.
Look, 90. Performance, Kandala.
All right now.
All right. And I think that's it for the Showgirl category. So then we move on to it goes on to the next day, right? And then Tegan and Sarah then walk into the workroom.
Out of absolutely nowhere. They're like kikiing at the table, first day in the workroom out of drag, second day total, and all of a sudden, hi guys, it's Tegan and Sarah. What?
And they're so casual about it too. It's like, that's Tegan and Sarah.
Huh? I loved it.
It was really sickening. I loved it. And then Sisi, like, I guess, brought up like this extremely deep cut, like, Tegan and Sarah song, and they're like, oh wow, you know what you're talking about. That was really cool. I love how Canada really wants the guest judges to feel involved, or they love to bring a guest on to like talk with the queens, give them advice, even if like they're not judges, or even if they are judges, they're still coming on in there. They want to have the queens interact a lot more with the people that are coming into the workroom and having those meaningful connections, which I really appreciate. And I love that about what we're seeing from Canada's Drag Race compared to other drag races.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And then after that, then we go to where they're getting ready for the runway. And there is a conversation about the trans experience with Girlfriend and Denim. Like, the moment that they saw that there was another trans person that was in the workroom, they felt a lot more comfortable. I love that the conversations they had, like, people from the US were attacking Girlfriend. And that just shows, because that just shows how what's happening in the US is so influential on what happens not only here, but throughout the rest of adjacent countries or allied countries. Because, you know, our politics are very, like, world centric. Like, whatever's happening here will spread out. So hearing that, like, those anti-drag people are starting to even come out to Canada, or like we've heard about them talking about this in the UK, everywhere. So it's like, it's really disheartening to hear that people were literally telling girlfriend to kill herself. Like, it's really quite frustrating.
Yeah, and it's a little embarrassing too for like our country just to have such a bad representation or reputation when it comes to how we treat drag performers and trans artists as well. So yeah, it was definitely disheartening hearing this conversation, but I completely understand, and it's conversations that need to be had.
Yeah, I agree. And this spurs from a conversation about drag just in general. And they talk a lot about, you know, the perception of drag in the States, because obviously this was filmed months ago in the height of everything going on with drag here. It's cooled down slightly, but it's still there. And I did love hearing specifically from Aimee talking about how she's done like drag queen story hours, and she made a very perfect point to me that's like, you change the kind of queen you are in a way when you're doing those kinds of things. Like, you don't go there in your sluttiest outfit whatsoever. You go there in something more child friendly. And what people fail to realize or accept, or frankly they don't care to learn about, is that like, we're not putting boobs in front of children. You already do that already as a straight society. So like, we're not out here doing that. We are just trying to exist as a community and just like, let us breathe, literally.
To add on to that, like, from drag queen story hour, like, I think Trixie Mattel really put it best is when she said, it's like a movie. You know what I mean? Like, you have rated R movies for a reason, and you have PG movies for a reason. There are PG superhero movies, and there are rated R superhero movies. Some kids can handle it. Some, like, or not some kids. Some kids are not able to go to some, and not to the, like, they're able to go to the PG ones for a reason. They're able to go to the rated R ones for a reason. Same with drag shows. Same with comedians that are outside of drag. They're like, you know, or like any type of show. Like, you wouldn't take your kid to a strip club. Obviously, you wouldn't take them to a 21 plus drag show. But there are kid friendly drag shows where, you know, there are people who are dressed very moderately, and it's just it's such a backwards situation, and it's so frustrating to hear that, you know, we are still having to fight in 2023 in 2023, for the right to even exist in spaces. But yeah, no, I thought that having that moment between girlfriend and Denim was extremely important. Having Aimee speak on that as well, it was super, super needed. I really enjoyed having that. But then after that, we go ahead and we get started on the runway. And our final category is me, myself, and I. If it pops up here. There we go. And here we go. First category. Oh, wait, no, we have the judges. They really ate this up. Love the color scheme.
They all said, we're going to match. Every single one of us is going to match. I'm pretty sure Tracy's accessories are also in the same blue and purple. If I remember seeing it right. It's like, I don't remember seeing a panel this coordinated in a very long time, and I love it because that's just what Canada does, and I appreciate them for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they all look really good, especially Brooklyn. But I'm a big hater of Brett. I do not like Brett. He's one of my least favorite panelists on any franchise, but I really like what he's wearing here. I think that is adorable. So good job, Brett.
Brooklyn's best friend, not from WeHo. You know how it be. That was so funny. That comment, I was dying in my chair when I heard that because that was just full on shade. But yeah, I do enjoy Brad's outfit. I enjoy Brooklyn's outfit. Tracy looks stunning. Tegan and Sarah, I mean, they're always gonna look like punk rock. Like it's giving Acid Bath Princess of Darkness. Like very that. Yeah, upset. I'm on, and Brooklyn's never gonna look bad. She's like always gonna be the best dressed host every time. And then we have another. We're gonna just look at Brooklyn for another minute because, like, come on, the body, the jewelry, the hair, like, she's so sickening.
I would hate to be sitting behind her at a concert.
That better come off if she's at a concert. Like, they better detach that. I expect her to put on a human unit if she's gonna like. That's what Patrick Star does. He'll literally take his turban and then like take it off, and it's a human unit. Anyways, moving on to the actual category, we have Venus. I really enjoy this look. I love how she kind of like mixed up the idea for chaps. I love how it kind of goes into the wide leg and the ostrich feathers. I enjoy her makeup here. I think it's very understated, but it's simple but very effective in this specific instance. Yeah, I really enjoy it.
I love that she's doing chops in such a different way. I think that's kind of my favorite part about this too. I love the feathering with then I think it's probably vinyl for the bodysuit, or faux leather, something like that. I love the juxtaposition of that. The long black wig is really cute. I love the fascinator. It all came together beautifully for me.
Yeah, she looks great here. Her face is reminding me of a combination of Megan Fox and Olivia Wilde, which is a great combination if you can look like either of them. But I really like the silhouette. This is a shape I just don't see on Drag Race, especially with the fabric just kind of like looping down the legs and looping down the arms. Or it's not looping down the arms, just the legs. And I like the movement in the hat. I thought this was really, really good. I still don't understand why she got a rosebud for her first look, but the second and third look, great.
Scores?
I gave her an 86.
90.
95. Okay. Next up we have Sisi Superstar. I want to like this. I would say I would like to wear this, but I would wear it as a tip around. Love the hair. Love the idea of it, but the execution, like, you know, she was having trouble walking in it. Like, come on, girl. But no, I like it as a tip around look.
It's not bad, but again, it's just not like the most elevated thing in the world. I do love this wig. The wig is my favorite part. If you can't walk in a boot like that, honey, oh God. Oh no. Oh dear. The face looks great. The makeup has been fantastic throughout the episode for Sisi for sure. I just wish the garment was a little bit more elevated.
Well, if Tyra Banks says that she has a 5 head, then I think Sisi has a 3 head here, maybe a 2 head. I don't know. The wig line is too low. But yeah, other than that, I do like the wig. I just don't like the placement of it. I do think this is her cheapest looking look of the night. And I don't like the boots. Like it just doesn't quite work for me here. No.
Scores?
65.
I'm gonna match that 65.
I'm gonna match that as well, 65. Next up, Kiki Ko. How did she not win? How did she not win? Like, again, like, you know what I mean?
I do, actually. I do know what you mean. This was my favorite look of this runway. By far, no question. Like, this was my favorite. Finally, someone is saying that Kiki is their favorite in a category, period. I love this. Okay, whatever, David. Whatever, David. I love that this is an interesting take on the Filipiniana. I love the shoulder detailing alone is just so good.
Oh my god, they're tear nose. I just noticed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really, really, really like this. Like she's dripping in pearls, and I think it works really well with the gold too. And you got some off white that kind of works as well. I can't even like whatever the actual like pants are, whatever color it is, it really helps accent those pearls perfectly. Maybe if it was a dress, I would have liked it even better, but I don't know. I still like it for what it is. Headpiece, like grade A, spot on. So good.
Scores?
I'll say a 93.
Fall.
She did what needed to be done.
Purr.
She did what needed to be done. Like, overflowing. Down. And then next up we have Luna Dubois. I enjoy this look as a runway. I don't enjoy it for best drag. I think that if the category was executive realness or something like that, I think that she would have won that category. However, if you want to show off your best drag and like I really like the branding. I guess it just almost feels like I could see her walking down the street of New York in this, rather than or Toronto in the case of Canada, rather than on the like. And she just happens to be a really really fashionable person, rather than like on the runway. Though I do enjoy the fascinator with the moon. I enjoy everything about this look, and I really enjoy Luna Dubois. I just wish that like when I think of best drag, I don't really think of some like executive with the clutch. If that makes sense.
Well, this is her signature drag then? Like, I get that you don't think that, but I mean, this is what she picked, and I think based on what we saw and what we've seen on her Instagram, I would say this is pretty indicative of it's clean, polished, professional, serving kind. Like, I feel this is very, signature for her, at least from the little bit we know of her so far. And I like that it's a more simple look. I don't think it needs to be this big, necessarily, it doesn't need to be this big over the top garment in order to give off signature drag, and I really enjoy it.
I'm not saying that per se.
I know.
I'm just saying like I wish that she showed up in something that wasn't executive for signature drag, because it almost feels like almost like the same as like Sisi, where it feels like there's a step above pedestrian because it is fashion.
Yeah.
Like I really don't. I really like the outfit. Just I wish like for signature drag I expect something that's not. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying. I really like it. Never mind. I don't know why. Trying to like backtrack.
That's fair. No, I do like this a lot. Maybe it's not her best drag, but it was the best drag that she showed us in this episode for me. I thought it was so sleek and she actually brought like sexiness to it as well. And if I was in New York or Toronto and I saw her walking by, I would stop and stare because this would absolutely catch my eye.
Scores?
I'll go with the 84.
83.
I'm still giving it a 90. Just for the outfit alone. Aurora Matrix, girl, this is so stunning. Like Aurora Matrix really ate here. I really enjoyed this outfit. Like y'all remember that dragon that Silky had on her hand? Like this is her now. That's what it's giving. Like oh my god, just gorgeous. It shows off her culture. I really enjoy the nude illusion here. Yeah.
This is stupidly good. I'm very impressed with it. I love the blue-green pieces in the actual nude illusion bodysuit itself to kind of replicate scales, or at least that's the impression that I'm getting from it. The way that she has the dragon kind of wrapping around and then it wraps around one leg specifically, I really enjoy. The nude illusion could have been a little bit closer to her skin tone, but I'm not gonna mark off on that. I love the wig. She looks so good.
Yeah, I straight up don't like the nude illusion part of it. I wish she could have pulled this off without that. I know it would have been hard to do, but I believe in her. She could have done it. But otherwise, like, I thought it looked really good. I love the dragon wrapping around her, reaching the arm around her shoulder too. Her hair and makeup look great. So it really was so close to perfection. I just hate the nude illusion. I hate it.
If there's one thing David hates, it's a nude illusion, and that's what we're learning.
Mm-hmm. Logan's like, we've been new.
Scores?
89.
Full.
I'm gonna give this a 98. But I also enjoyed like the fact that her hand is the dragon. You know what I mean? I think that's really interesting take there. Next we have Near Enough. I enjoy this. I just feel like this is completely different from what everything else that we've seen from Near Enough. Like, I expected something glamorous, and I expected like, and not saying that this isn't glamorous because it's gorgeous, and I would so wear this, but compared to the other two things that we saw for her, like to give off what her brand is, this is like so far left field, and I'm not mad at it. I want to see more of this. If this is what she thinks is her signature drag, this is what I want to see more of. But compared to the fact that this entire ball is kind of like a branding ball, like, and showing us who you are, I guess maybe it's a different side of her. But I don't know. I just wish that. But the outfit itself is sickening. I love the boots that match the jacket, that match the hair. Everything just really goes collectively well together.
Yeah, I really feel like we saw 3 different Nearahs in this episode. I wasn't mad at it, but I wanted to get more of a sense of exactly what her aesthetic is. And I think the difficulty is I don't know that she knows what her aesthetic is yet. And that's not a bad thing. She's still very young. She's newer to drag and like discovering what her identity is as a queen. With that said, I love this look. The mullet wig is so good. The way that the entire garment is just covered in her name. Like, hello. So good.
Yeah, when she first came out and walked the runway, I was like, nah, it's okay. It's okay. But the more I looked at it throughout, like the judging specifically, I was like, okay, I actually really like a lot of the details here. I like the mixture of fabrics that she has. So yeah, it really started to come together the more I took it in. So I thought she did pretty good here.
Scores?
I'll give her 78.
Give her an 88.
I'm going to give her an 85. And next up, we have Kitten Caboodle. She loves this holographic fabric, or not holographic, but duochrome fabric, which I really like the butterflies. I think the idea of her like carrying the cat around, like this is, I like this a lot. I like the breastplate. I know David's probably going to get on about the new illusion later. So, but I actually think this looks really good here. I liked the performance of this runway. I like the butterflies. I love how she's always wearing that pink, and how she like kind of really showed off who Kitten Caboodle was this episode.
I love this. The duochrome effect on this fabric is so good, and then mix it with her, we now know, signature pastel pink, I think is just so good. I had a couple of issues with the wig. The lace line didn't look 100% all there. It looked like the wig was slipping in certain circumstances. It probably was just very heavy. It looks heavy. I love the way that we have the peekaboo for the cleavage. I think that's shaped in a really flattering way. I like the asymmetrical tulle at the bottom. It all came together in a very solid look for me.
Yeah, I actually don't think she was going for nude illusion here. I think it's just supposed to be like a transparent fabric over her breasts because you can see through and see her cleavage. So I didn't have an issue with that. I actually do like this look quite a bit. I think if you took her 3 looks and put them together, you'd see a very like diverse yet cohesive package of looks. I thought she did really well this episode. So yeah.
Absolutely. Scores?
84.
I'm gonna give her a 90, and I think that if her second look had been stronger, I think she could have been in the top for sure.
David, I'm also gonna match your 84 because I was thinking that exact same number.
Nice.
All right, and next we have Aimee on Station Nell again. Oh my God, this is so sickening. She's doing drag, and she does drag so well. Like the cat suit. I just unplugged my microphone.
You sound exactly the same.
I really just unplugged my headphones. The hair, the outfit, everything is really stunning. I don't like an ankle boot though with a cat suit. I know that, like, just if you're gonna do that, just make the cat suit longer and do a shorter shoe. But that's just a me thing personally because I just think it cuts her legs off. But yeah, overall, I really like this.
I love this. If her second look had been stronger, I think she easily could have been in the top too, and that's it's frustrating. But I love the way that this coat is draped and ruffled. Again, I'm gonna say it again. Orange fabric on melanated skin always looks incredible. And this color combination with the dark blue and the orange together is so good. The wig, the way this whole headpiece wig situation is constructed is so marvelous. Bitch. I'm a big fan.
I just know Lana was triggered when she saw this because she was so mad that I picked this, if not the exact same, very similar look for our Instagram video. And Lana was so bitter with me for that. Sorry, Lana. But no, I love this. I'll just say it. This is my single favorite look of the night. I really, really love this. And she really did a good job picking out these complementary colors that really work for her. And I love the headpiece. This is so, so, so good.
So it is actually the same headpiece.
Is that the only thing that's the same?
Yes. Otherwise, It is almost. I think the boots are actually the same as well. But that is the look.
Yes.
David chose. It's a lighter orange, and then it's got the panel coming down the front as opposed to the bodysuit. And the orange cape on here is lined, I think, in a floral at the bottom, and it's a velvet orange, whereas this is probably more silk charmeuse, if I had to take a guess. Eerily similar, though.
Okay, scores?
I gave it a 95.
Full.
98. Okay, and next up we have the girlfriend experience. I want to like it. I want to like it really bad, but this is very casual for the girlfriend experience. I know her whole thing is that she's showing off her body, and that is her staple, and that is her signature. But I feel like every time, if we're gonna see not enough fabric every single time she's on stage, if she's gonna do a sheer fabric, I would have liked to see it in something like if she did like a gown made of this fabric or something that didn't look like she couldn't walk down the street in this, but the silhouette makes it seem like if you saw this, it looks like something that she could walk down the street in. I think it's cute. I think that it's very on brand for girlfriend. It's just not my favorite outfit.
It's not great. I wanna enjoy it. It's not my favorite. And I think ultimately for me, it comes down to the color and choice of fabric. I think if it was anything other than this beige, I wouldn't have an issue. I think in any other color, this would have been a pretty successful look. I don't love how piecey the wig is either. I don't know necessarily what's happening with this unit specifically, but I don't know if it's intentional. If it's intentional, the way it's styled is just strange to me. Yeah, it's not my favorite. The makeup is great, but it leaves a lot to be desired.
I actually think this is my favorite wig she wore, but I think it's because she's not going for a natural hair. Like, this is a little more drag hair to me. Slightly, but as far as as far as the look goes, it's the epitome of the age-old question: is it fashion or is she skinny? And she is skinny, and that's why it kind of works for me. But yeah, I do think I would have preferred a different fabric. But like, I cannot deny that she looks good. She's always going to look good.
Yeah. Scores.
72.
74.
70. Unfortunately, I was watching this and I was like, I don't care. I love it. I do love it, but I don't love it for this category.
Yeah.
All right. And then 13. Melinda Verga. Again, like I said with the first look, it just feels like I can find these fabrics that she's using at any fabric store, and which is okay. But it's like I can tell she sewed it herself. I don't like these earrings with it. I think the hair is nice that it's long, but it's and the lashes are it's the lashes. They're too large for TV. Again, like stage makeup and like TV makeup, those are two completely different things when it comes to drag. So that's why when you see a lot of people coming off of Drag Race, they will have a lot less, like more understated makeup compared to when they were on TV last. I like Melinda. I am very glad that they did the top 2 episode today, though, because I don't think she would be here otherwise.
I do agree with you. I don't think she would have survived otherwise, because knowing who she would have been in the bottom against and knowing what the song was, I don't think she would have survived. Unfortunately, like, the difficulty with this is just you can tell that she made it. And I don't want to know that she made it. The gown hugs her beautifully. The color is gorgeous. The earrings are great. It's the Nude Illusion panel and the way that that's sewn. It's kind of puckering in different places. It's not my favorite, unfortunately.
Yeah, it really did feel like a design challenge look for me. But it's a good shape on her. It kind of gives me like Morticia Addams, especially with that long wig, which I really like. But overall, I just did feel a bit cheaper than pretty much all of the other looks in this category. Yeah, so not great.
Scores?
66.
64.
12. No.
That's
30.
okay.
30. That's the highest I can go.
It's a good shape on her, though.
It's a good shape. I like the silhouette, but it's really just the fabric choice at the end of the day and the hair. And then we have Denim, who is insane for this. I'm obsessed with the level of weird and creativity that Denim brings with their drag. I just love how weird it is and how she is here to kind of like shake things up, milkshake things up. And like I enjoy, like, her face isn't utter, like, this is literally like she definitely took an acid pill before, or just got really high before, creating this outfit, and you can tell.
I don't love this as much as y'all probably do. Okay, there's no go back. I think what it comes down to for me is it's just too busy for my eye.
That's the word. Busy.
It's just too busy. I think is the difficulty.
The one from 30 minutes ago.
The one word I was looking for 30 minutes ago.
One of the simplest words in vocabulary. I do love that though. I agree with you with that per the previous comment. It's just too busy for me, unfortunately. I think there's too much going on. I like it though, but it just there's just a little bit too much. I don't disagree about where she placed in the episode. I will say that. But this look for me isn't my particular favorite on this runway.
I'm going to use the trap door.
Sorry, Logan, I couldn't resist.
All right.
I really like this. It's pure chaos and madness in the best way for me. And it reminded me of a very specific movie. So I got a Lovecraftian vibe from this. And there's a movie called The Color Out.
Lovecraftian.
Yes, there's if anybody's seen the Color Out of Space, there is like a little alien goo that lands on a farm, and it's an alpaca farm. And all these alpacas like get entrapped by this goo, and they just become one giant alpaca with like a bunch of different heads sticking out. And that's everything I got from this. And so I was obsessed with it. I love Denim. I felt like Denim was going to be my favorite going into this season. And so far, they're an absolute contender to be one of my favorites. So love it.
All right, scores.
91.
77.
Werk. And I'm gonna give this a full. And I think that is all of the looks. Yeah. So then we go on to the main stage and we get our critiques. And our top three, I think it was Venus, Denim, and
Kiki.
And then our bottom three were Nearah, Melinda, and
Nearah.
Sisi.
Or Sisi.
It was just and Sisi, yes. When they announced we discovered that our top two of the week are Venus and Denim. And that it is a non-elimination episode, which is so exciting to hear. Yay! And then our top two lip sync song was "Feel It in My Bones" by Tiesto, featuring Tegan and Sarah. And what are our thoughts on the lip sync?
I think it's hard to be successful in a lip sync when you are so cluttered in an outfit like Denim was. So I think there was no chance Denim was ever going to win this. With that said, Venus was killing it. Like Venus was the clear winner. They just knew exactly how to perform this and deliver this. So I'm looking forward to seeing Venus in other performance type challenges as well.
It wasn't the world's best lip sync, I'll be honest. I think it was, I agree with you, David. It was very difficult for Denim to lip sync in this. It also, for me, didn't seem like Denim knew all the words. Probably because she didn't expect to be lip syncing. But I thought Venus did a fantastic job. And if you're going to judge it off of the lip sync of this top two, I definitely do agree with the win. However, for me, I would not have put Venus in the top three.
Right. I thought everybody did, I thought it was a good lip sync. It wasn't too entirely memorable, but I think it was pretty good. I think they both did a good job. I think Venus did deserve the win in terms of the lip sync for the win. Should she have been in the top two? No, I would have put Kiki there. But based on the lip sync, I'm not mad at Venus's win. So, yeah, our winner is Venus. I know that's kind of like a controversial pick for the winner, especially since Kiki was right there. But yeah, no, I think overall this is a really, really great premiere episode. I think it gave us a really great introduction to all of the queens. I think that we had a lot of really fantastic interactions. We have a lot of diversity this season, not only in race and gender, but also in age. So I'm really excited to see how the dynamic of all these different people interact with each other in this space, and I'm really excited for this season.
Agreed.
I agree too.
All right, and with that, I think that's where we're going to wrap it up for today for the 1 hour and 15 minutes that this podcast has lasted today. Woo! Love premieres. But make sure that you subscribe. Make sure to follow all of us on Twitter, even though I am not active on there. And remember to again like the video, and if you didn't like it, we'll like it anyways. It's still content, so work. And remember to go to longitudecreates.etsy.com to get your cup mug as well as any other cup merch. And am I missing anything?
Probably, but I don't remember.
Or either. And with that, I'm out of apple juice. So cheers.
Cheers. Woohoo. Yay.
Canada.
Go Canada.
Honey, this is Canada's Drag Race, baby.